There are cars that go fast, there are cars that make noise, and then there's the Giamaro Katla, a name that sounds like a volcano and a car that behaves like one. This thing, built by a company you've never heard of, is what happens when a group of very clever, very Italian lunatics sit down and ask the question, what if a fighter jet had wheels and could be driven on the road, and then try to answer it? So let's start with the powertrain, because how could you not? This isn't your run-of-the-mill Ferrari V12 or the sort of Audi VW modular soup you find squeezed into everything from Lamborghinis to Bentleys these days. No, the Cutla has something altogether more deranged, a 7-liter quad turbocharged V12, not twin-turbo, quad turbos, 4 turbos on 12 angry cylinders. The numbers are frankly idiotic. You get 2 levels of insanity to choose from: 1,670 horsepower in the mild version, or if you've decided that your death should be memorable, 2,157 horsepower. No, you didn't hear that wrong. That's more power than a Bugatti Chiron Supersport, and it's not being fed through all 4 wheels like in the Bugatti. Oh no, this thing sends all of that fury to just the rear wheels, which is a little dumb, but at least it will be exciting. And it gets even more ludicrous. The V12 is set in a hot V configuration, meaning that the turbos sit within the V of the engine. This isn't just clever packaging, it's also very good for thermal efficiency. It revs to over 9,000 RPM, doesn't rely on chains or belts, and uses a gear-driven valve train. That's race car stuff, real race car stuff, the kind you usually find attached to engines that just last long enough to win one race before exploding like a fireworks warehouse. But let's move on and talk about the gearbox that has to handle all of this power. The Cutla currently uses a 7-speed automated manual, yes, like the old Ferrari F1 style gearboxes, but faster and angrier. There's an 11-speed dual-clutch model in development, but 11 gears seems a bit excessive, in my opinion. Imagine manually clicking through all of them. That just sounds more like a chore than everything else. And I also think that the automated manual will be a bit more exciting. Anyways, the chassis is a full carbon fiber monocoque that weighs just 170 kilograms, and it means that the entire car only weighs in at 1,450 kilograms. That's lighter than the McLaren P1, and the Cutla has a bigger engine, more turbos, and what must be the cooling system from a nuclear submarine. For suspension, you get double wishbones all round, CNC machined aluminium components, adjustable dampers, and some sort of third element wizardry that makes it stick to the road like hot chewing gum on tarmac. All of which is to say it corners, and it corners violently. And when you do inevitably find yourself arriving at the corner at the speed of sound, you'll be thankful for the brakes. Carbon ceramic madness with 10 piston calipers at the front and 4 piston anchors at the back, big enough to stop the planet. Honestly, the whole setup sounds like it was ripped off a Le Mans prototype and then fed steroids until it went full Hulk mode. But I hear you asking, what about the aerodynamics? Well, I'm glad you asked. They've gone for the full fighter jet look, square front intakes that mimic afterburners, an active rear wing, adjustable ride height, variable aero load depending on speed and lateral Gs, the sort of thing that used to require wind tunnels and years of testing, now handled in real time by onboard computers, cleverer than your average NASA engineer. It has a drag coefficient of 0.33, which is slippery for a car this aggressive. And now for the interior. This is where most boutique cars lose the plot, and I feel the Cutla is part of this. You see, it's got a fighter jet inspired look with toggle switches, a central spine of controls inspired by military aviation, and everything is made out of aluminium and carbon fiber. It does look good, although I will say it does look a bit, meh with everything else. In this car and outside this car, the interior just seems a bit boring in my opinion, but that's Might just be my opinion, so let me know what you guys think down below. But let's move back to the car's hypercariness. I mean, this car isn't just built to be fast in a straight line, it's built to feel like a race car, not some bloated Grand Tourer with sat-nav and foot massage function. The Cutla wants to maim you, thrill you, and then demand that you beg it for more. There are no hybrid systems here, no regenerative braking, and no eco mode. You get a throttle pedal, a brake pedal, a steering wheel, and if you're lucky, enough skill to survive the first 10 minutes. This is a car that brings back the idea that driving should be terrifying, that if you're not sweating, you're not doing it properly. As for production numbers, who knows, it will be rare. Obviously, it's boutique and hand-built. Each customer can supposedly tailor their car however they want. We're talking color, trim, suspension setup, gearbox calibration, everything. You see, you don't just buy a Cutla, you commission it. And that's what sets this thing apart. It's not a sanitized, committee-approved, emissions-friendly hyper hatch masquerading as a supercar. It's not chasing Nürburgring lap times or trying to massage numbers for some pointless benchmarking chart. It's a car built around emotion, around mechanical theater, around insanity. It's what Ferraris used to be before the accountants took over, what Lamborghinis dreamed of being before they got German mothers and started behaving at dinner parties. The Cutla is a middle finger to conformity, a tire-shredding, flame-spitting throwback to the days when supercars were genuinely scary. But where does all of that leave us? Well, if the Giamaro Katla does indeed make it to production in the way its creators promise, it might just be one of the most visceral, unhinged and thrilling machines the world has seen in decades. But this car does have me wondering, where will this horsepower race end? 10 years ago, anything close to 1,000 horsepower was insane. But these days, if it doesn't push over 1,000, it doesn't even qualify to be a hypercar. And I do think it's kind of stupid. People are missing the point. Nobody can use 1,000 horsepower on the road, let alone 2,000. A well-built, well-balanced car with 400 horsepower will be more fun, more usable, and more reliable than any of these 1,500 plus horsepower hypercars out there. Now, that being said, I can appreciate the engineering that goes into these insane cars. I'm just wondering what the point is. But that's me. Please tell me what you guys think down below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please have a like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys did like this video, you'll most probably enjoy most of my other stuff. So just go through my channel, see what someone's like. I'll check you guys on the next one. Cheers,